Good evening, my friends. The other day I posted something on Facebook about, I was talking about kids that are rude and say things like, hurry up next time, bro. Because I guess my delivery time for his dinner wasn't exactly to his liking. So I thought to myself, I'll just say to him, oh yeah? Well, giggly figgly do. And then he'd be like, what does that mean? I don't think that makes any sense. And I said, well, since I only have to answer to my supervisor and nobody else, that means only my supervisor can tell me what to do at work. Therefore, you saying, hurry up next time, bro, in that case really doesn't apply to me. It also doesn't apply to anyone over the age of 12. But anyway, where did giggly figgly do come from? Is that something you just made up, Tyler? Yes, it is. I can't believe I just referred to myself in the first person. That's creepy shit. It's silly. It really is. Anyway, I first developed the giggly figgly do phrase, or whatever you want to call it. What happened was, I was doing stand-up comedy at the time at different locations here in Joplin, Missouri. And mainly it was the little Chicago, for a while it was called Champs, I think. I don't know if it exists anymore. It used to be right next to the Blackthorn. It was there before the Blackthorn, actually. Downtown Joplin on Joplin Street, I believe. Anyway, but I came up with this because at the time there was this comedian named Larry the Cable Guy, and he was just this kind of guy that was like proud to be a redneck and all this other shit. Kind of like a Jeff Foxworthy, except Jeff Foxworthy was just himself, whereas Larry the Cable Guy, he was a guy who dressed like a cable repairman, I guess. Which I don't know if I've ever seen an actual cable repairman. Because I haven't had cable very much. Anywho, but he used to have this phrase where he'd go, yeah, get her done. Get her done. That's what he said. I have a booger there? Okay. Can't tell. I guess I'll find out later. But anyways, he used to have this phrase that everybody loved, and they'd quote him, they'd say it over and over, and they'd cheer and yell anytime he said, get her done. Get her done. You know what? I'm from the South, and even I don't know what the fuck that means. Get her done? What is that? And since it doesn't make any sense, I figured, hey, and since it was such a big deal, and he used it as this sort of battle cry, if you will, the sort of, thing, right, that he did and said that would try to, just like hook people on his comedy, hook people in on his jokes and whatnot. His very bad jokes, but I don't know if they were shitty jokes if I did them, but they were shitty when he did them because his delivery was off. But not really. I don't even know why I said that. Anyway, so I was like, I got to come up with a gimmick. And I just thought to myself, the first person I thought of to come up with this new saying was Bob Odenkirk, who at the time was probably best known. This was before Breaking Bad, the TV show, certainly before Better Call Saul. Back when this happened, the only thing I knew Bob Odenkirk from was from most famously Mr. Show with Bob and David Cross being the other dude who co-hosted the show with him. Anyway, I thought about Bob Odenkirk on Mr. Show, and I was thinking, man, he could come up with something completely nonsensical, completely absurd, but could be used in a way that's humorous, right? So I thought, what kind of a phrase would he come up with? And I thought of giggly figgly doo. Giggly figgly doo, that's what I said, huh? People are going, what the hell does that mean? And I'm going, I don't know. All I know is I'm a comedian and I'm trying to make it big, so I figure after watching Larry the Cable Guy do the get her done, get her done, get her done. I thought, he's a famous dude, right? So what I will do is I will just be like, hey, I can be like this famous dude and get people hooked by using a nonsensical phrase, because people are like, Tyler, come on, get her done is way different. Giggly figgly doo is just absurd. It's like, yeah, that's the point. But it started to catch on, and there were people saying it with me whenever I did stand-up comedy after I'd been doing it for, a couple of weeks. So yeah, anybody who has a problem, who wants to say that it's not a good term or that it's silly or stupid, well, I got people saying giggly figgly doo in the middle of this bar in Joplin, Missouri back in 2008. Oh, probably closer to 2006 or 2007. Anyway, it was pretty awesome. One last thing I wanted to say, I was watching NPR, and you know what? Not NPR. Let's not go there this time. Plus, I already did an actual Facebook post earlier about that. And you all have a good evening, I guess. That's what you want to do. If you want to have a shitty evening, you can do that too. So, bye-bye.